a boyfriend?
Why do you think?
Well, I think it's because I grew up I was raised in a pretty religious home. So I was saving myself for marriage. And then my parents got divorced when I was 26 years old. And that kind of just popped my whole little bubble that I was in. And I realized I didn't want to get married. So so then I was like, why am I saving myself for marriage if I'm not going to get married?
Okay, so you were a virgin until you were 26?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. I had never been kissed either.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
That's definitely a rarity nowadays. She saved herself for marriage, but when she realized marriage wasn't for her.
How has dating been for you? Wow, that's a vague question.
It's been pretty bad. It hasn't been the greatest experience, but I feel like it's because right when I was ready to start dating, it was kind of like hookup culture. So, and I just jumped on the apps and I was like, I'm gonna meet people on here, and yeah, just a lot of hookups.
That's extremely sad, to be honest with you. From being a virgin until 26 to immediately becoming a 304. How I wish she stuck to her values and didn't mind the current societal narrative.
You had a lot of hookups.
Yeah.
How many?
Like a lot.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Haram.
Okay, can you want to give us a number range?
My body count?
Sure, if you want.
I lost track after 20.
Oh.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy this Sith, not join them!
That's really gonna hurt her in the future. Her beliefs crumbled, and this is what happened. I wish somebody had told her she didn't have to try and catch up with lost time. She hadn't hit the wall yet, but decided to jetpack straight into it. Now, she's 30, and going to have a harder time. Another important reason too why maintaining the nuclear family is hella important. Just look at what happened to this chick. This is also tragic, because I've been saying this for a long time in our videos. Women are given all the choice in the world, but if left to their own devices, they become destructive.
The two words that you'd tell a 20-year-old woman are the opposite of be patient. It would be to act now. The reason for this is because women peak at very different times to men. For a woman, she's at her most beautiful in her late teens and early 20s. Her body has fully developed, she's got all this beautiful, fresh, young, gorgeous, feminine energy, extremely attractive. But of course, looks aren't everything, and most 20-year-old women are extremely inexperienced and foolish. They're still making bad decisions, and so you need a couple of extra years in order to gain some basic wisdom and intelligence. By your mid-20s, ideally as a woman, you should know yourself, you should know what you want in life, and you should know men enough to be able to judge who's a high-quality man and who isn't. I understand that between...
It's tough. Women have to have it figured out before they're 30. Meanwhile, men can wait until their 40s. Heck, some can still even become fathers at 70. But that's because men aren't born with inherent value, as they must make it for themselves. Women are handed things at an early age, which can be both an advantage and a disadvantage.
When you were not the attractive guy in school, you were not which is me, but I'm yeah, it's funny, but then you start getting into a position where all of a sudden, it's as you get older, it's it doesn't make any sense in your head. You're all of a sudden, women want you, married women want you.
That's what's going to happen, gentlemen, the more you work on yourself. That's because women's necessities have changed. At around 29 to 31, women will start to chase after you and give their attention. There's two reasons to this. One, you're slowly becoming higher value and women are noticing. Two, women's necessities are beginning to change. They know they're not as beautiful as they used to when they were in their young 20s, so they try and find a guy to settle down with. However, do remember that women are still hypergamous, and they'll still want a man who has a higher value than them. Furthermore, women, though they may not admit this, will start to feel intimidated by the younger women in the sexual marketplace. They know their looks cannot compete with them anymore, so they try and find a chump to settle down with.
All right, Miss 18-year-old.
Well, no, I was going back to Serbia. Do you think you qualify for a high value guy? Yes or no? Why?
Okay, tell me high value for in your mind.
Makes a good amount of money. We'll say, in your case, because you already mentioned millionaire, we'll say $250,000 or more.
250.
Has status. People respect him. He has a skill set that other people can admire. And yeah, you can say that.
I can if I want to. I know I have potential because my parents are still together. I was born and raised in a Christian family, so I have a good image to look up to.
When did your mom get married?
22, and
you're 28
father
though.
was...
You're 6 years late.
And then...
You 28?
So do I have to wait when I'm 22 and to rush to look for a husband?
Your value was higher back then.
Can you force that? No.
But your value was higher at 22.
Also, her mom was in a different time period with different type of men.
I mean,
So she was a traditional woman.
Her mom was in a time period when relationships worked.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So a higher status guy, a high value guy, he's gonna typically want a traditional woman in return because he's a traditional male a lot of the times.
Okay, that's fine.
But you're not a traditional woman, so is it a fair
How
trade?
do you know that?
Wait, what makes it?
How do you know that? Bruh, you're literally in a podcast with girls who dress up like they've gotten out of a nightclub. Western women want longer timelines, want the highest value guy, and want to be treated traditionally, all without the responsibilities. How crazy is that?
Women will always deny the wall because they know that really their only power and control that they have over men and society at the end of the day really is just their physical attractiveness, right?
This is why every other women-dominated industry turns sexual, because women inherently know most of their value comes from their physical appearance.
I've never understood why people treat getting married in your 20s as if it's the gold standard of love, when in reality, our brains aren't even fully developed until we're 25. And even then, a lot of people that age don't even know who they are, let alone who they need to be with long term. So putting this undue societal pressure on people only leads to more toxic relationships and higher divorce rates. You know, people used to get married when they were 18 or 19. That's because they would die in their 50s or 60s. We're living now well into our 70s, 80s, 90s, and even our hundreds. So where's the fire? And I don't know about you, but I'd rather not rush into my nuptials with somebody that could be horrible for me just because some asshole on the internet said that I should be married by now. I think we should normalize people taking the time to find themselves before they get married. And, you know, just like everybody's life story is going to be a little different, so are their love stories.
Well, she forgot to take into account that women who want kids will have trouble if they wait too long. It sucks that women have shorter timelines than men to make a life-changing decision. But that's reality. Get over it. Men and women have their own respective burdens. I just don't understand why these so-called career women complain all over the internet with men's preferences. I really dislike these types of posts. It's basically humble bragging how they're having such a hard time while trying to compliment and pat themselves on the back. I can tell for certain nobody real told her they're intimidated by her. Go have fun with the wall, dear.
5 things I tell my 30-year-old self about dating. Don't change yourself to accommodate somebody else. You need to stay who you are. You can be with somebody as a partnership and they can compliment you, but they shouldn't change you. Make sure to keep your friendships in balance while you're dating because those are the things that are going to last. Stop comparing your timeline to other people's timeline. For example, what your friends are doing does not have anything to do with you with regard to when you date, how you date, where you date, when you get married. You have your own path. At this age, you know your values, so don't adjust or change your values just to be with somebody else. And once you do meet somebody, give it a beat and get to know that person for 4 seasons. Don't jump into something just because you want to have something.
What have I been telling you, boys? Women in social media give the most terrible advice. Don't change yourself. What if that's not working? That's the most horrible advice one could receive. It's like telling a depressed person they're fine just the way they are. This is straight up harmful advice. Unfortunately, this is the mantra many women use. It's unbelievable how they believe this lie. Also, don't adjust your values? So the world's supposed to accommodate you? My God.
Just for a quick Chick-fil-A lunch, and I had to get some grocery shopping done, and he came with me to get some groceries, and when we got up to pay, he wanted to pay for the groceries. for my family. And I didn't let him. And then we got to the car, and he told me to get in the car, and he would put all the groceries away. And I didn't let him. I needed to help, right? And then he was like, I'll put the cart away. And it's like, no, I got it. I didn't let him. I'm not used to someone loving me this way, treating me this way.
I'm not sure if they're tears of joy or tears because she knows she really wants to be treated that way.
Wedding, and it was a beautiful wedding, gorgeous. The couple, beautiful, love them, wish nothing but happiness for them. But weddings, I'm happy, I'm so happy for them, but they make me so sad. Like, in the moment, I'm really happy and like I'm having a good time, I'm like hanging out with the people that I love. But weddings make me really sad. I guess that makes me kind of selfish because I'm thinking about myself, obviously, because 29 and very single and don't even know if I'll ever get married. Because the opportunity has never been there for me in the slightest. So yeah, but it was fun.
Women will cry and do everything, except exercise. I think her prospects will change dramatically if she loses all that weight. She's obviously an attractive girl. It's just hidden under all that.
Hi, I'm here for the buffet. Hello, my name is Lori. I'm the manager here. I could not help but notice that you look quite upset. It's just a bunch of wieners. Oh, honey, I really don't want to hurt your feelings, but you are 42 years old and a little overweight, and you got those 3 kids. Yeah, but really?
At least she's self-aware about the situation. If supermodel Polina Porizkova is having trouble satisfying her hypergamy, how could ever the rest of the population do better?
40 is hard as hell. We know too much about ourselves and what we think we want. But sometimes what we think we want is not really what we want. It's just what feels comfortable. And this is why we keep finding that we keep attracting the same type of people and in the same types of relationships that have the same unhappy ending.
It's simple. You get with a bad boy Chad at 40. He has a lot of options. He's never really gonna settle down with you. Or you get with a simple dude who can probably make you really happy. Maybe you're not gonna be as satisfied because he's slightly overweight or isn't really incredibly ambitious. But hey, he'll complete your life.
The batteries do no line, take out your bitch. I will bring this man peace, cook for him, do whatever the fuck I need. Bitch, I need a man. Feminine energy can only thrive if it has a balance of masculine energy. Even you booty ass bitches that don't even like me, and you go get the bitches that look like them, dress like them, act like them, talk like them. I'm just saying, I'm tired of you. I don't need no man. I don't need no bitch. Any union that needs some leadership need masculinity. You need a man, and bitch, even if you don't, then bitch, I do. Kelly Cal need and want and love and want a motherfucking man.
She's talking about feminine energy, right?
Why am I not good enough to date? If you want to hook up with me, why do you not want to date me? And then it's like, is it my personality? Am I that unsufferable?
If you're attractive, that's the only reason, lady. Y'all are filled with thoughts of self-love. Do this, independent queen. Do that, boss babe. You've lost the ability to self-reflect.
All I want is a tall bearded man that will take me out to eat, grab my thighs in the car, and slap my butt when I get out. Is that too much to ask?
Master Dates by the Divorcee, part 2. So I go to the bathroom. I'm thinking to myself as I'm in there, oh, this is going really well. He's all green flags. I'm thinking we're probably going to leave. You know, maybe I'll make out with him by the car or something. Kind of hot and sexy, right? I come back to the table, all feeling all energetic, and he's not there. So
well, I don't really know what happened. But guys, remember that you need to be classy in situations. If it's a 304, you still gotta let them know you're not interested. You don't want these things hanging over your head because the world is small. You never know what happens in the future. and you always want to leave with grace and a good impression. I'm guessing it could be because she disclosed she was divorced. I think that might have been the biggest red flag for the guy.
But dumped me today, the last day of the year 2022. Video the dedication to them. We met on Tinder, and they knew how to jumpstart vehicles, and my rebound before them could not jumpstart the vehicle. Sometimes we would go on dates, and I would want my lover to be jealous that maybe there were other people interested. So I had my puppies give hickeys on my neck.
Well, serves you right, I guess. To be fair, she said she deserved to be dumped because this lover knew about it all along, but didn't find it very funny. Oh man, from personal experience, there are definitely women out there who will manipulate you in various ways to reassure themselves that you care. This likely stems from a major insecurity, but the ways these women will check to see if you really like them will worsen over time. It's all very manipulative. From checking your reaction like this lady right here, to blatantly making up lies and stories to incite what they need from you. I could write a whole chapter about this, how to spot this, but we're pressed for time. Maybe in a different video focused on that.
Besties, if you've ever felt like you're an idiot and you make bad choices in dating, just know that last night a man who ghosted me 2 years ago hit me up and asked if he could take me out on a date to make up for what he had done in the past. And I said yes, why not? I have nothing else to do tonight, and I want to hear what you have to say. And so he looked me in the eye during the date and said, I'm a different person now, and I'm so sorry I ever did that to you. I want to make it up to you and prove that I'm a different person. And
yeah, I'm not sure that's going to be a good decision.
that he hopped on a Lime scooter and drove away, and just scooted away from me forever. And he blocked my number, so when I called him to see if he was coming back, it went straight to voicemail. He left me in a downtown area at night, in an area that I'm not familiar with at all, to fend for myself, and I let that happen.
That's very beta behavior, not gonna lie. Bros, don't do that. You're acting out of anger from the red pill. You have to understand that women will never be what you want them to be to you. The sooner you realize that fact of life, the better your dating experiences will be.
I am 42 and I am still single. However, I would love to meet someone and get married and have a baby still.
You're 42, lady. I'm not sure she understands biology. Let's not even listen to her marketing plan. I'm sure it sounds dumb.
Can you tell you girls that God really has someone out there for you? I promise. Sometimes it's so hard.
Yeah, no. Sometimes you end up alone and die. There's nothing wrong with that. We all die alone anyway. But this fairy tale belief that someone is out there for you is just a lie. They really shouldn't be telling young girls these. Anyway, that's all the time we have for you today, boys.